Oh, she's a bit of a foggy one this morning, although the sun is breaking through. It was also a little bit frosty, which is our first one for the season, but good morning everyone and welcome back. I'm just waiting for it to clear, and then I'm gonna go and shift some cows around, and I'm also gonna collar the heifers today, gonna make a start on that. I've got my little helper here today, so we're gonna give it a go. A while back I dug this out, it was probably back in January, and boxed it up, or got Mike to box it up, and the kids have been using it as a bit of a sandpit, but finally got it concreted, and it looks awesome. It's just so good to have a nice big concrete area now. Hindsight's always funny, we probably should have just gone this big in the first place, but oh, it's awesome now. Ready for my spa pool. I'm just joking, I don't have a spa pool. I wish I did though, one day maybe. Fog's lifted, it's time to go. It's still blooming chilly though. It's very, very fresh. Cows are on the move. I'm actually having a bit of a tidy up today. So these girls, they're in their own paddock over there. There's only 17 of them, and I want to box them up with the rest of the other cows here, which are almost here. When these cows have come in the paddock here, they've actually just run down this fence line here, but the break is over there, so it's actually at that end of the paddock, but the collars are moving them back at the moment. It's pushing them back slowly that way. See, the cows are moving gradually. They're getting the odd bite on the way, but I'm not too concerned about that. You always like to see what cows last through. Just making sure they're all healthy and well. That cow there's, she's dripping a bit of milk, which means her teat seal must have come out, but it's a bit of a hard one. She's got like an ugly udder around her sort of hocks, and she really needs to be a cull cow. I just didn't have the room this year. But on a whole, they're all pretty good. They've dried down pretty well. A little bit hard to see on camera, but this is one of the steepest paddocks I have on farm here. It gets a little bit rough just off the edge there. Weather looks good for the next 4 or 5 days, so I might as well graze it off while I can. It's still pretty dry, and there's a fair bit of grass in there. Oh, we're going to clear this race. This race here is where the heifers are going to go. Keep going, you're going to go all the way around to the other side. That's it, keep pushing, keep pushing. That might be right, I think they'll all fit on there. Good girl, well done, high five. Nice. On another note, the National Field Days are coming up very quickly. It's actually under 3 weeks to the day until they are on. I'm pretty sure it is. And if you are coming up to it and you want to catch up, I'm going to be there on the Wednesday. I'm going to be at a couple of spots there. So if you want to come down and say g'day, I'm probably going to be at the Halter stand on that Wednesday afternoon, and I'd love to chat with you guys if you are going to be around. So come in and say hi, but there'll be more details to follow on that one. Everything's all set up though. I'm going to run the heifers on there and just collar them up the race here. I can probably get sort of 4 or 5 in there at a time. I did it with Dad last year like that, and it seemed to work, so we'll do it again. It might take me a little bit longer by myself, but what have we got? We've got till 3 o'clock, and then I need to go and get Wally from school, so we've got a few hours. There's 80 to do, and if it took me 3 hours, that's roughly 20 an hour, 25 an hour, which means it's a collar like every 3 minutes, maybe a little bit less, so maybe I won't get them all done today. Good girl, straight into the shed today. That is brilliant. Getting used to it. Well, they have been in a few times, but they're getting used to it. There we go. Heaps of room in there. If we put their lunchbox there, and you can come and sit over. Oops, you can come and sit on here. Right, there we go. How's that? Good. Nice. Thumbs up. Collars are all ready to go. They're all flashing green, which means they're all connected. All I've got to do is literally just put them on the cow and they're good to go. Just got to sync the tag number up with them. The only thing is that my cow tags haven't actually arrived yet, but I did catch up with Stacey the other day, and she said what you can do is just give them random numbers, say something like, which I don't have anything of. I haven't got anything in the 400 cow tags plus. So just give them a range of numbers and then come back and redo them later on. Okay, up, up. Come on. Come on. This one here, this is 66. and she's a 23 born. So what I might do is just give them like 600 numbers, so she'll be 666. Then when I come back around and give them their cow tags, I can change them there, or just write them down on a paper and send them through to Halter, and someone there can do it, either or. But yeah, we'll get there. Sign a collar, so you are 62, so you can be 662. Next, I'll put them in the young mob because there's no cows in that mob anymore. Done, scan collar. The thing that might really hold me up though, and would be handy if somebody else is here, however, they're not, is just setting these holes right. So for these girls, I'm wondering whether I go second hole 2 and 2 that away. First one done. Hers is about right. I can get my hand under there. That's 3 and 3. So that might be about the right tightness. Go right, next one. One down. Next. And from you. Probably is going to take me a while. Maybe I'll do as many as I can. And then bring them in tomorrow. Because Mum's home tomorrow. And she could do this adjusting the collars and then hand them to me. That'd be a good idea, eh? Yeah. They're all on. First 5 done. See, that one's not sitting right, but I think it'll come right over time. Yeah, it's actually getting moving around now. What do you think of those, girls? It's always hard case watching them figure it out at the start. That one at the back doesn't seem to care, does she? There's another race down. I actually put 6 in that one and it worked a lot better because they couldn't move back and forth as much. Come on, girl. So I've done a few. I wouldn't say it's heaps. Three race loads, which is 2 lots 5 and a 6, which is only 16. There's a lot more in this pen here. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it all done today. I have been pre-adjusting them before I load the race, just so that when they're in there, I can just start going for it sort of thing. I don't have to adjust them. That's really the part that's slowing me down heaps. Part of the problem is like this little bit here. There's not much room in between this bar and like the bottom around there. So to push it back through that way, it's pretty tricky. And then these 2 pins here, they actually move. They move individually. It'd be kind of good if they were like solid, like, yeah, just make it so much easier. And it is very fiddly to get it back through this foam like strap protector as well. This is the P4 model, I think it is, which means it's, oh no, it might be the 5th, might be a P5. And then there is, yeah, sorry, it is. This is the P5 model. And then there is a P6 which is coming out very soon. There's a couple of people that have the new collars, and those are the ones that have an extra light bar on here. And the whole strap design is different. They don't have these foam covers anymore. They've got like bigger holes, and I don't think they have this buckle. It's yeah, it looks a lot different and a lot better, to be fair. Frankie wants to sing you a song from daycare.
Can fishy, fishy, Ika, tuna, pippy, power, come around it, hey, flat.
Are you gonna do your, Nice, good work. Actually, no, sorry, I was wrong. These are P4 collars, it says it right there. So the new ones are the P5. Another race down, but I'm calling it for the day. Tagged or collared 50, and it is just after 2 o'clock. So what's that? I'm going at about 20 an hour. So I mean, that is purely by myself. Like Frankie's getting me the odd collar, but purely doing it by myself, scanning, collaring, changing, adjusting. So with another person, I think it would be so much quicker. I thought there was about 80 in this group, but it doesn't look like there's 40 in there. 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 32. 32 to do tomorrow, which means there's only 72 in this mob, but that's all good. All these collars are actually sitting pretty good. I'm pretty happy with them all. Can't see too many that are slanted now. There's one, but hopefully the weight will bring it back around. Like I said before, all the collars look like they're pretty well on. Like that one there, it's off to the side a little bit, but like I said before, the weight will bring it back. They're all looking pretty good. On the app you can see all these blue dots, and that is the heifers here. So these collars won't activate until I draw a break and they go into that break. So I can't start training until all the collars are on, which will hopefully be maybe tomorrow. Quite a good paddock to do it in too. It's nice and flat, easy fences just straight across. But I'll see you tomorrow. It's a bit of a family affair today. We've got Frankie back again today, my number one helper, Taylor. We've got Holly. It's way quicker actually getting Holly to change the holes, and little Georgia too. Little Georgia's here as well, eh? Happy? Love what's going on. So we've only got a few left in the yard.
Dad's just letting the heifers go. They got collars on.
Another row done, eh?
Yeah, another row done.
On to the last row now though. The yard's empty. I've just got these two last ones to do. My help's left me too. My little helpers are off. A couple of new collars to end on, which is nice. The straps go through easier through the foam bits. Oh, I'm so happy that's done. It's a bit of a prick of a job, but you have to do it once a year at least. But it is good to get them all on. I've just set their break up for today, and what I've done is I've put this safety fence up there, which is 5 meters, sort of in front of where the virtual line is. So the virtual line is pretty much from this strainer here straight through to sort of 5 meters to the left of the reel down there. So sort of straight through there. When I put the collars back on the cows back in January, I got an onboarding session with Lucy online, and I got all the instructions on how to train, because there's certain things you have to do when you're shifting them like this compared to sort of out the gateway, like when the cows are getting milked every day. So a little bit different, but there are steps to it. But I'll put them on for now and we'll see how it goes. So they'll start getting the cues now. Now that they're in the break, they're activated. That's what we want to see, these cows turning around and going back. You can sort of see the line starting to appear. This girl here, she's been a bit stubborn, but the rest of them, they've all come and they've gone back. She would have just got a pulse, so pushing it again. Yeah, you gotta go back, girl. Ah, oh, it's amazing watching it, eh? Blows me away. Everything's working pretty well. There's just a couple that are sort of over there, and their collars are actually paused at the moment, so they've gone into the break. They haven't been responding to the cues, and since they haven't been responding, after a while it just pauses them, so it doesn't just keep going over and over and over again, giving them pulses. But there's only 3, and once that cow goes back into the break again and it makes sure everything's all right, sort of has a reset, and then it will start again, it will unpause it, and then it will start getting the cues. So there's a bit of learning, but it looks like, yeah, like I said, most of them have got it. It's just the old one. Fast forward a couple of hours, and all the girls are in their break, nothing's coming over. All the collars that paused, they are unpaused, and it is absolutely fantastic to see these heifers responding to the cues and learning them so quickly, just like the cows did, or the older cows. Fast forward, and it's the next morning now, and as you can see from behind me, it's an absolute ripper once again. But I can see in my app that all those heifers are in their break. Now I need to go and shift them. With the start or level 1 training, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop their break now. Drop break and shift to next. Review. I'm going to hold the drop. 3, 2, 1. It's on the move now. So in a minute and a half, that virtual line will drop and they can come on to the next one. What I've got to do is I've got to arrive at the reel 2 minutes before it drops. Then I'll start winding it up 20 seconds after it does and call them over it. Check that out. You can see the graze line. Isn't that amazing? How good. It's about that 20 seconds now, so I'll put them over. Come on. A little bit unsure at the start, but once sort of one comes over, and I mean, it's only their first day, so they're still getting used to it. But see how nothing to like run over and sort of come up to this fence here? That safety fence, didn't even need it today. They're a little bit more cautious and they're responding to the cues, but that's good, that's what I want. It's just flipping amazing. These girls down here, yeah, see? She pushed it. She pushed the line, like this one. See, getting the cues, the beeping. And the beeping goes stronger, beep, 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 and then if it goes hard, that's when they'll get a pulse. But see how they're coming out? They're getting them and they're turning around and heading back, or their head's turning away, and that's the important thing. They need to shift their direction of travel. That's level 1, so I'll do that for the next couple of days, and then once we move on to the next level, that's where I take away this safety fence. But as I said before, like everything's pretty much responded to the cues they're getting now. Like nothing's really pushed the boundary. You can visually see them reacting to the cues, which is awesome. When I talk about cues, there is 3 things the collar does. It gives a vibration to let it know that it might be getting close to the virtual fence. It also starts to beep. So sounds a bit like a backing camera. It starts with a slow beep and it gradually increases. And then once it goes to that hard beeping sound, it sort of goes like this. Beep, 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 beep. And once it goes to the hard one, that's when it would give it a pulse at the end. So it is pretty clever though. Like if I was walking up to the virtual line, which is straight in front of me, but if I was coming up on an angle, getting close, so it would start beeping. But for me to turn that way, which is the shortest way for me to turn around, the beeping would just happen in the right ear, because as the right one goes off, you tend to go the other way. So they learn that it's not both of them that goes off. It actually turns the head direction. That is the shortest way possible. Hopefully I've explained that well. It's a bit better to set from up here, but you can see that graze line straight through there. There is a bit of a straggler over there. She hasn't come across yet, but I'm not too concerned. I'm not actually back fencing them at the moment because they are coming to get PK over here by the trough. So I've enabled them to get back to be able to get that. Normally, or probably once the PK runs out, then I'll start back fencing them. I usually do, it's just because the trough's in a bit of a funny spot in this paddock. But she'll figure it out. It might just take her a little bit longer, but as you can see, like the rest have gone over. Not too worried, she'll get there. However, that will pretty much wrap it up for this video. If you are, or you do have any questions, you're wondering about anything, or if I haven't explained something quite right, drop a comment and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. But apart from that, see you next time.